The Premier is urging us to call out people not observing new social distancing regulations. Let's take a listen to him now.
This is a matter of life and death. So I call on every West Australian, do the right thing, follow the rules, and if someone is ignoring them, call them out. Call them out. It is our duty as West Australians.
Tough words from the Premier there. How will this play out in the community? Let's bring in psychologist Dr. Marnie Lishman. Hi, Doctor.
Hi, Lou.
Do you think this will spark confrontation? Do you think it's the right advice to give people at this moment in time?
Yeah, well, it is going to spark confrontation, isn't it? But it's the right advice. It's the advice that the government is giving us, and we have to do the right thing. But as always, and this is what we're seeing, is that we've got people being rather blasé about things, and then there's the other people who are doing the right thing. And, yeah, so there's going to be confrontation. People's defences are going to be up. People are going to probably be very judgmental and really pulling people up for their behaviour right now, but there's going to probably be a lot of arguments about it, and yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see how this plays out, because we all get very defensive when people tell us what to do, and particularly when we don't agree with it and we don't like it. So it's going to be interesting to watch human behaviour over the next couple of months, probably.
Yeah, absolutely, especially when our emotions are so heightened at the moment. How do we deal with the potential confrontation in person, but also online, because that is happening too?
Oh, yeah, it's really interesting to watch. But I think what you're seeing is people are probably pulling people up and dobbing people in and being very self-righteous and judgmental. And what you're going to see, if people are doing that online or in person, defence mechanisms are just going to come up straight away, because people do not like being shamed. So there's a way to do these things, because at our very primal level, if we're being shamed by someone, particularly if it's publicly, we don't like it in person, but if we're doing it publicly, it's almost like we're being threatened by someone to be in control of, like, chucking us out of the pack. So we don't respond very well to that at all. And all you're going to see is big fights online and in person doing that, and we've been seeing that. So when you want to change someone's behaviour, it's almost like you want them to make it their idea. So pointing it out, like, I'm feeling like you might have missed some information, or I might have, I'm feeling that you might miss what the Premier has said.
Yeah.
And here's some ideas, because the minute you kind of pitch it in a way that's you, it's not going to go well.
And just quickly, obviously schools are a real hot button topic at the moment. Some families keeping them home, others are still going to school. How do we remember at a high stress time that everyone's entitled to their own views?
Oh, well, we're all in the same boat, and that's what people remember. We're a collective, and we need to connect right now. And we're all operating on the fly, aren't we? We don't know what we're doing, and information is changing as we go. And so we're all stressed out. So we've got to remember that we're human beings. We're all a collective, and all of us are operating with what we know now. So some of us are going to make mistakes. Some of us are not going to get it right, and some of us might do the right thing straight away, but hindsight won't come until later. So just be kind. You can point out to people if they're doing something wrong, or you might not think it's right, but just operate with kindness and niceness and love, and you're going to get people to change their behaviour that way, in a much better way than being judgmental and self-righteous right now.
Great advice as always. Dr. Lishman, thank you.
Great, thanks.